Welcome to the Big Success Show. Today, Scott Stratten on UnMarketing, Part 2.
The Big Success Show with George and Mary Lynn.
Today we're continuing our discussion with Scott Stratten. Now, not only is Scott one of the best people you could ever hope to meet,
He's a good Canadian.
He is. He's also the author, he's the author of the newly released book, UnMarketing. Stop marketing, start engaging.
Are you getting feedback from your customers and employees? Are you listening and responding to your marketplace? Well, that's what we're talking about today.
I teach an entrepreneurship class at our local university, and it's funny when I'm talking to, as I call them now, my kids, and brilliant people. But we're doing a case and talking about how to improve a business, and the thing they don't want to do is ask the employees for their input or ask the customers, don't get on the phone, don't get on Twitter. I want to do this through all these sophisticated means like a focus group, but I don't want to just ask a customer a question.
It's amazing. Like we have our focus groups already. It's called Twitter. It's called your newsletter list. Stop paying an agency $30,000 to run a half-day focus group for you when people are sitting there already raising their hand, by the way, too. Already talking a lot of times about your product. You just don't want to hear it from that point on. And sadly, I believe that some companies actually don't care what their market says or thinks about them.
Well, and then you'll run, Scott, into organizations, and it's almost like the internet scares them because all of a sudden everybody can see the feedback about them, and so
they don't have control anymore.
Right.
Well, and you know what? They never had control. That's the funny thing. And they had the veil of control.
Right.
Where we're in a new world of public customer service. And it's never really happened before. Outside of very small message boards before, we've never had publicized customer service. And it's awesome, and it's horrible if your company stinks.
Yeah.
But if you're great at what you do, it's awesome. If you're listening, it's awesome. But social media doesn't change the fact that if you stink, you stink, harder. You smell worse because it's in public. But the ROI, I don't even know what it's worth for somebody to watch you provide great customer service in public. It's so valuable that it's a great tool. And if I came to you 10 years ago, I went to your board of directors and said, I have an ability for you to listen to your marketplace, respond to your marketplace, and listen to your competition, you would have paid me $20,000 a month to access this wonderful tool. But now that we have Twitter and Facebook and it's free, people question the ROI or its ability. It's nonsense.
Wow. Well, and the book is just chock full of experiences, and we don't want to give it all away. There's something that you call push and pray. That's what marketing is today, but unmarketing, what you say unmarketing is pull and stay. So that's something that people can read up on, why it's important to be a recognized expert and all sorts of other things. But before we go, we have got to talk about the testimonials that you have on your book cover, because nobody has ever done anything like this. And so we just want you to tell people about this because it's worth the price right there just for the laugh.
I had somebody send it on Twitter yesterday. I asked him why he bought my book at Barnes & Noble. He turned back. He called like it was the testimonials in the back. So. And how it came about was I did a lot of things in this book about I outed a lot of things, how this is unethical and this is what really happens, and which paints myself in the corner as I can't use any of those quote tactics in the book. Including I wrote a chapter about book testimonials and how in business a lot of them are fake or paid for or written by the author themselves. And so when my publisher, when Wiley came to me 2 months ago and said, we need testimonials for the back, I said, well, that's going to be kind of hard because, I totally ripped them apart. So I said, but you know what, I'll write some fake ones. And they let me do it. And I wrote 4 fake ones. That my favorite one is that bracket insert name here has written a game changer in insert industry here. Buy this book now from selling author, right? And this book is a great amount of words. And
but my favorite part is the cherry on top that testimonials is by a famous author who hasn't read this book.
Really, you know what? I've heard so many horror stories about publishers and how first-time authors get kind of the runaround, and they let me do everything. And so the props go to Wiley for letting me get away with the book. The first cover that they designed was out of the park. It was perfect, not one change to it. To the testimonials and the stamp at the bottom, don't believe every book testimonial you read. It sets the tone. The funny thing is I picked the name UnMarketing for my company 8 years ago because I thought it would look good on a book cover.
Wow.
That's awesome. Now that's what you call planning ahead.
Exactly.
I'd say. But I would also say that a lot of credit goes to you because you had to sell this company on this idea, and you were able to do it. So I would say when it comes to marketing, you're the guy whose book we need to read, and you could put that as a testimonial. So.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, we love the book, Scott, and wish you the best, and we highly recommend it.
Yeah. Where can they get it, Scott?
Everywhere and anywhere. It's pretty much from Amazon to Barnes & Nobles to Borders to wherever you want, it's available.
Thank you so much for being on the show, and we can't wait to have you back.
Oh, I love it. Thanks a lot, guys.
You'll find a link to Scott's site on ours today at BIGGSuccess.com. That's BIGG Success.com. Do you have some feedback for us?
I sure do, Marilyn.
Well, good. Give it to me.
I can't say it on the air.
Well, we'd love to hear from you. Just visit our site to connect.
We thank you so much for listening today.
Until next time, here's to your big success.
The Big Success Show at BIGGSuccess.com.